All right, so hopefully we're back. There was a slight technical issue. My bad. I tried to pop out the chat so that I could read it a little easier and see what was going on for you guys. And apparently my computer didn't like that. But so let me see here. Where were we? About the best Doctor Strange. And if you guys can hear me or see me in the chat, hit that press number 1 so that I know that you guys can see and hear me just fine. But the best Doctor Strange, in my opinion, is the one from Galactic Guardians with the Astral Stranges. Already for Patreon subscribers, when do the custom tokens usually ship? But I was just curious. Hagen, if you didn't get them yet, message me on Patreon because you probably should have. I normally ship those around the 15th. So if you didn't get them yet, message me on there. I may have made a mistake. So I'll get that corrected for you ASAP because I always make sure to print extras in case I do make a mistake or something like that. I can take care of it quickly. Carson Brown, when am I announcing the April giveaway winner? Well, if you're talking about the Troll and Toad giveaway, that's going to be, let me see here, tomorrow's Saturday, probably Sunday, if I'm going to be honest. If you're talking about the Patreon one, I normally give that a day or two, about till the 5th of the month, so that anybody who's cards for whatever reason don't go through, they have a chance to update them so that they don't get left out of anything. So that is what I'm doing there. And then we've got Haymaker King. If you could have any Heroclix set created by WizKids, what would you choose? Well, I was going to say Fantastic Four, but it looks like we're getting that. So outside of a Fantastic Four set, it's a tough one for me between Transformers and like a Shonen Jump set. For a long time, I thought about kind of like individual properties like a Dragon Ball Z set or a Bleach, stuff like that. But I think just an entire set of Shonen Jump would be really cool. So that is what I would think. And then the Superior split between buying a Brick of Earth X or Captain America set from way back when. Because if it's the Captain America set from way back when, I would get Earth X. If it is the Captain America and the Avengers set, that's tough. They're both pretty good. Captain America and the Avengers has a lot of good stuff in it. Earth X has one or two good things in it. It depends on what you like. There's some really good stuff in both sets. If it was me and I could only choose one, I would tell somebody to do the Captain America and the Avengers set. That just is more fun to me as a set. Has a few more things going on for it. Can everybody hear me and see me all right on the chat? Go ahead and just like press the number 1 in the chat so that I know that you guys can hear me and see me all right, because there's some stuff that I'm not quite seeing here for like a feedback loop, so I'm not sure if you guys are seeing everything or not. But anyway, Everyday April went pretty good. It was a lot of fun. I did miss 2 days, though. I thought I had content for those days, and it turned out I didn't. And it was going to be too much of a struggle to get everything put together at the last second for it. So I decided to not really worry about it. And then what else is going on? I've just been busy with quarantine stuff. Just doing videos, and then I got some cool stuff in the mail today. When I'm done with this live stream, I'm gonna film. I got in a Heroclix tray that I'm really excited about, and then I've also got a dice cup, both from Jeremiah Peterson over on Facebook. So I'm going to be really excited to review those. And I think after getting this cup in the mail, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some with the Mr. Clicksflix logo, 2, possibly 3 for giveaways, just because I really like these a lot. It's definitely as good as I was hoping it would be in hand. And yeah, and then if you're looking for some free stuff, there's still a little bit of time to go and watch the video for the $100 Troll and Toad web credit giveaway. That goes until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight for U.S. only people. And then over on Patreon, we had some rewards goals for monthly Toad in case some people want to help out with that stuff. And all the stuff for Patreon and stuff like that is pretty much at this point going to a new computer, because mine does not like doing live streams. It doesn't like doing heavy editing and stuff like that. So I'm also selling these Dyson token packs that have these dice. Comes with 2 of the Mr. Clicksflix dice, Mr. Clicksflix token, bystander token that I might have misspelled bystander on, and then 2 light objects. But yeah, all that's gonna fund a new computer, because this one I didn't want to plug all that stuff today, but the chat, or at least the chat as I'm seeing it, not a whole ton going on right this second. And let me see if maybe I can look on my phone, see if there's some chat things that I'm missing, because I'd hate for people to be asking questions on an Ask Me Anything, and I'm just sitting here rattling on about buying stuff. So, all right, that's everything. Okay, you guys can hear me all right. Oh yeah, the chat isn't updating on my thing. All right, so sorry about that. I will do my best to answer all these. Hold on a second. Let's see here. What's going on in the chat here? Okay, so you can all at least hear me and see me okay. And then we've got, have you played ROC Online Winning Maps during quarantine? No, I have not. They're at a weird time for me. I have 2 little kids, and that's they don't start before bedtime. And my at least my daughter normally wants me to put her to bed, so I got to kind of take care of that first most of the time. Then there's think there will Lane White ever think there will be a chance of Mortal Kombat coming to Heroclix since NetherRealms is owned by Warner Brothers? I mean, anything could happen. I can remember when we didn't think there would ever be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle clicks. So I'm not one to say that there's really going to be like no chance of any property coming over, like unless it's something like heavy metal or something like that. I don't think that we'd ever get something like that, just because of the mature. Anything that would be adult mature, I don't think we would get in Heroclix. But as far as violence goes, I think MK we have a good shot at getting Mortal Kombat. Then we've got Chad Dominic. Pokemon lend themselves to clicks too. Yep. Pokemon clicks would be cool. And then Hagen, yeah, I saw that you sent me a message, and when I'm done with the live stream, I'll reply to it. Critical miss. Yeah. Hi, Mr. Clicksflix. Hi back, critical miss. Then we've got, what else? Have you heard about the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage set coming out in September? I have heard about it. I don't have any information about it. When I know more about it, I will present that information to you guys. I don't know how many of you saw, but I did get some pre-release stuff to unbox from WizKids themselves. So hopefully that relationship can continue, and I'll get stuff like that to unbox for you, because my favorite Marvel team is Fantastic Four. My favorite individual character is Spider-Man. So hopefully we can get those, but no guarantee of that. And I was happy that they just sent me something one time, but it'd be cool to get more stuff in the future Is it coming out in September? It might get pushed back. I don't know. We're kind of in an unprecedented time where the question was asked if it's going to get pushed back, the Absolute Carnage and Venom set and stuff like that. Well, you see, we're going to run into something here pretty soon where Justice League Unlimited hasn't officially dropped yet, and I think in July we're supposed to get the new X-Men set. So it's going to be like sets are going to be like a month apart, full 5 figures booster sets. So I don't know if they're going to push the release schedule back or if they're just going to, like, for two or three sets, just release the stuff as close to its regular time as they can, just so that they can eventually get to their regular release time. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Giveaway winner tomorrow. No, Carson, I'm probably going to do the $100 Troll and Toad giveaway announcement. Will probably be Sunday. I want to tell you tomorrow, but I'm going to try to be honest with myself. There's a chance I might not to. I got a pretty busy day tomorrow with some family stuff. What are the chances of pulling a specific super rare in a brick? Oh man, I don't know what the odds of any given super rare are. You have a 30% chance at pulling a super rare. Of a specific super rare, you'd have to break down how many super rares were in the set along with that 30%. So it would be some derivative of that. Of getting any one particular super rare, it's got to be less than 8% to get any one. We're missing DC animated. Let me see here. Goat. Thank you, the man Dan. Goat. Thank you. I'm doing my best out here. We did pretty good in Everyday April. We got a bunch of subscribers, a lot more watch time and stuff like that. We didn't get as much as I'd normally get for an increase for doing videos every day, but with everything going on, you guys probably have better things to do than look at me doing Heroclix videos. Missing DC Animated Universe movie set. Yeah, I would, and that's from the Critical Miss. DC animated movies set would be cool. I like those a lot. I'd also like a Young Justice show set. I thought that show and its new iteration on the DC only network, I think that's a good one too. What set am I most looking forward to? It's definitely the Fantastic Four set. It's not even close. Like, and I feel bad because there's like other things. Like I am excited for the Hickman run X-Men stuff. I'm excited for JLU to officially drop. It's a cool set. The sculpts are cool. I do feel bad that a lot of people can't get it. Spider-Man's, like I said, my favorite individual hero, but the Fantastic Four set just because we haven't had any for so long. Heroclix headquarters. I've always wondered, does WizKids just send stuff to unbox out of the blue, or do they contact you first and have to and ask you to do an unboxing for them? I had sent them some messages before saying that I'd like to do one, and then they, I guess, had my email on file and then sent me an email asking me if I wanted to do it, which obviously I did. It's very nice of them to think enough of me to send that. Hopefully I did the set a little bit of justice in the starter sets in my unboxings to where people people at WizKids think it's going to be worth sending me more, and hopefully you guys enjoy the videos and we're able to see everything. You see them and you don't really see the figures too much. To me, it's like I want to see like what the sculpts look like and stuff like that in hand. I don't mind hearing the other person, that's fine, but like I want to see definitely the super rares and the chases, but like I want to see what the sculpts look like. So that's why I film and do my unboxings the way I do, is just because you be the change you want to see. So what's the best Deadpool in Heroclix in your opinion? What is it? Deadpool Merc with a Mouth is pretty good. Was he the first title character we got? Deadpool Merc with a Mouth is really good. The Shifting Focus one's good too. I don't know if you want to count that as one, but those two are really good ones. Let me think here. Is there another individual Deadpool I like? Nah, those are the two best ones in my opinion. There was one from way back in Web of Spider-Man that wasn't too bad either. He was pretty good, and he was commanding a lot of money at one time. Yeah, you guys can keep throwing in questions here. I guess I gotta check it on my phone. I can't check it on my computer. But you know, it is what it is at that point. But yeah. So how are you guys dealing with being under quarantine? Are you guys doing like non-Heroclix related stuff at all to kind of keep yourselves busy? I know I've been playing a lot of guitar lately. I'm not very good, but I've been playing a little bit since probably 8th grade, and I've played more in the last month and a half than I have from the time I was 14 to 35. So I've gotten a lot, but it's funny. You get better when you practice. So that's been a lot of fun. I had this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, whatever it is, Lego set. It's not Lego brand though. It's like Constructs that was like black and white, kind of like the Eastman Laird stuff that I'd been meaning to put together. So I put that together, and then my kids are still little, so they like to color. So I got a Marvel Comics and a Spider-Man kind of like adult coloring book. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, something to do with the kids, and also keep me mildly entertained. What's my favorite dial sculpt? Favorite dial and sculpt. I mean, I'm going to go with right now. I was pretty honest in that Iron Man, that top 3 Iron Man video. I really like that 1872 Iron Man sculpt. I don't know. It's kind of basic and there's not like a ton going on, but the things it does have going on just look so good. I wish every figure could look as good as that figure. That one, and the dial on the free comic book day one is pretty decent. And then there is the Ghost Rider from Avengers Defenders War with the chain whip thing going everywhere. That thing's crazy too. And I was lucky enough to pull one that did not have a broken whip on it. So let's see here. We've got okay, the man, we got a bass player in the house. That's cool. And then we've got one of the people that showed me, because I tried in college to pick guitar back up, but I was too busy. I know I don't look like it now, but I played football as part of a scholarship in college, and I wanted to play guitar, and I learned a lot at that time, but I didn't have a lot of time to practice with classes and football commitments and whatnot. And so it was kind of like almost squandered, but it was cool. He was a good guy, and he was a good bass player. He still plays in a band. They travel around and do all kinds of cool stuff. It says, Carson Brown, I've been using 3D pen, somewhat more intricate. I'm doing it as I'm watching right now. Okay, 3D pens are cool. I remember the first time I saw one, I thought it was neat. My wife's a graphic designer. That's what she went to college for. And I remember the first time she saw one, she was like, oh, I need one of these to do this, that, and the other thing. They are cool. 3D pens are cool. 3D printers. The whole 3D, the concept of just having plastic that you can melt down and make whatever you want out of is pretty cool. Let me see here. What makes April so... why is April special that you put out content almost every day in the month of April? It's just a YouTube thing. They're not really so much now, but for a couple years, it seemed like everybody on YouTube was doing what they called Everyday April. It's probably just because E and A make a similar sound, but it could be any time. Whenever both of my children are going to school full time, I have considered making either everyday content or Monday through Friday content. It just depends on what it looks like I have time for, but right now I just do like the 2 or 3 videos per week. But this if I can get a period of time where I do a lot of videos in a row and they gain traction, it really does help the channel grow. So I do recognize that, and it's a good tool to help the channel grow. Now, if I could get to the point where I do like what some of the large channels do, like the 100,000 plus club does, where they do like 2-3 videos a day, I think the channel would really boom. I think I have a decent enough setup now to where I could do that, but the trouble is just finding content that I could record and edit fast enough, and that you would find interesting to upload that many videos. Now, I have ideas, like, you know, I could do top 3 video of basically every Marvel and DC character, but the trouble is, you know, finding the figures, setting up the recording, editing, doing that stuff. Same thing with the top 10 videos. You know, you could do it for every keyword, and then you could cycle through and every year re-update basically the same videos. But it's just, you know, trying to figure out how much content everybody's willing to consume, and what content they like has just been part of the experience. Thomas Chung, no, you didn't win the Troll and Toad. We're working on it. Hopefully a defensive tackle. And then when I went to college, I was on the short side to play offensive tackle. You typically got to be like 6'3", 6'4". I'm 5'10" on a tall day, but we ran a sort of like a modified 3-4 defense. So I played an interior defensive lineman. They called it a 3 technique. So that's what I played there. I ended up going for 5 years, but I was on the team for the 4 years I was allowed to. The first year I was there, I had was the year that Division III was no longer allowed to give non-participation red shirts, which is how you get the 5th-year seniors at like Texas A&M and stuff like that, is they get a non-participation red shirt their first year, and then they can play the 4 years. So I couldn't do that. So my 5th year, my second senior year, I just did my major stuff. And between my first and second senior year, I played semi-pro football. I did that for a couple years, where I played defensive tackle, offensive guard, and fullback. And then I played a couple Arena 2 football games where I played nose guard on defense and was on special teams and played fullback for that. But Dan the Man, what didn't I answer? Do you think rotation will proceed? I'm sorry if I missed it. Oh, I did. Question. Sorry, I don't do the streaming stuff all the time. Do you think rotation will proceed, or will it be pushed back? And if you were to change, if you were in charge of WizKids, would you push it back or move it forward? I think rotation's going to stay the same. I think they have too much product to sell, especially now. I don't think they're going to push it forward, but I think it's going to stay the same. Let me see here. Could a world championship winner influence WizKids to create a character from a different universe like DBZ or Mortal Kombat? I don't think they could. They might be able to do Mortal Kombat. I don't know if the licensure is like for all WB properties, or if it's just for DC. I'd assume it's probably just for DC and just specific ones, as a matter of fact, for that. But yeah, they I really doubt it, because they'd have to buy a whole new license. So Dan the Man, oh yeah, I didn't answer you. I went back and got you, Dan. What was your favorite Eddie Brock Venom of Heroclix? Probably the one back from what was it? Sinister, I think, was the one. I like the sculpt on it. There hasn't been an Eddie Brock that I really felt like Eddie Brock, but I like the sculpt on that one. Then favorite sculpt is Giganta from the Giant set, begging for all gods to have 2x2 Giganta. How easy would it have been to just take Giant Girl and make her Giganta? But I thought she would be in the Colossal DC for 15th. Yeah. DC does need a Colossal set. I don't know. Again, I don't know, and I'm not privy to the information that DC only gets one set a year, so I don't know if they're tight, if the license is that they can only make one a year, or if they just have that tight of controls on what the dials are to represent the character, so it slows down the process, or what the deal is. But a giant set a la Dark Phoenix Saga Avengers Infinity would be cool for DC. They got plenty of things to do. Couldn't have Giganta, the Atom, totally drawing a blank, Trigon. Like, you could revisit a lot of things that were in the one set that they had giants in. But where it's a giant in every booster set, they could definitely do that. She deserves the spot, doesn't she? Yeah. Right now, Titana plus Power Gem. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, I don't know why. He just looks good with the smoke and the little rocket thing. Critical Miss was talking about liking the 1872 Iron Man. The mail away tongue and the air venom. Yes, that's the venom I'm talking about. Following the channel for many years. Recently became a patron of your channel. Have helped me a lot. Thanks a lot from Puerto Rico. Oh, thank you very much. I always enjoy it whenever people from another country tell me, that they watch the channel and stuff like that. I feel bad that, I'm not really great with other languages or stuff like that, but I'm happy that you guys are getting some stuff out of it. I'll continue to do my best to answer questions for you guys as you have them. Try to help you guys out down there. You guys have some really good players out there. But I mean, not that Puerto Rico's, it's a complicated thing. It's still kind of part of the United States. What Heroclix would you recommend for a beginner? Heroclix, I think you mean. Carson Brown. That's all right. My phone always does that for me too. It's changes like clicks to like flux or clux or something. Like, I'm like, you, in no world is that what I mean. But Heroclix would you recommend for beginners? I typically recommend either starter sets or fast forces, because those dials or commons or uncommons from whatever the new set is, because those dials tend to be a little more simple and a little more easier to follow. When you get to the higher rarities of the 5-figure sets and stuff like that, the rulings get a lot more complex and stuff like that, or have the potential to. So I always tell people, if they're a beginner, pick up a starter set, and then I'll rattle off whatever the 1 or 2 new ones are, and then that way they get a copy of the rule book, a copy of the Powers and Abilities card. They get some figures that generally are pretty good, and there's always at least one ringer in there that's super good. And then, the dials are fairly easy to follow, so that's what I generally tell people. And then, the same thing with commons. Like, if you just buy a whole common set from, I don't know, the last set you could get, which I guess is Captain America and the Avengers. If you just bought a whole common uncommon set off eBay or somewhere like that, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 good figures in there. It's probably going to, even if it runs you $20, it's worth it. It's going to get you all the, at least 1 or 2 really good figures, and then just some cool ones also. I'm always hesitant to tell people if a figure is good or not, because 1, I make mistakes, and 2, it's kind of, like, okay, maybe it's not good for like Heroclix Worlds, but it would be more than good enough for like casual play, or it does something fun where like you really got to work for it to do that cool thing, but when it does the really cool thing, it's awesome. Marvel or DC for Heroclix? DC or Marvel for Heroclix is NSCA CPT11. I'm Marvel all the way. I do like some DC characters, but I'm Marvel through and through. Marvel Comics, Marvel Heroclix. It's just, my dog's name's Parker for Peter Parker. But it's just, I don't know. I like the lore that Marvel has set up, where it's more magic. I'm sorry, not more science-based. More science-based. And I saw a long time ago, somebody wrote about like what the difference between Marvel and DC is. And while it might not be 100% true, I was like, yeah, that's kind of why I don't like it. The Marvel guys are people pretending to be gods, or trying their best to be gods. And the DC characters are gods trying to pretend to be human. Where the DC characters, they're always like super overpowered. They're always able to, they don't really lose that often. And it could just be I don't read enough of their comics, if I'm being honest. But like the Marvel guys, it seems more like they feel more human. The DC doesn't feel as human as the Marvel guys do. So that's pretty much why I'm a Marvel guy. And I have a couple science degrees, so that's probably like, as a kid, I leaned more that direction anyway. So I was like, oh yeah, these guys are pretty cool. So definitely a Marvel guy. What's your opinion about Marvel Strike Teams? I saw potential on that casual game, but they dropped it. Sad. Strike Teams are cool. I think all the other kind of like miniatures games are cool and stuff like that. I didn't really like look too much into it because I'm pretty committed to Heroclix, and I really just try to play like one collectible game at a time. It just helps. I have a like collector's personality, so like if I collect something, I tend to collect a lot of it. So I try to just collect one thing at a time, which makes it so I do miss out on some cool stuff, but I can get more of the stuff that I am into. Most recent thing I felt bad about was Star Wars Attack Wing. Not really participating in that as much as I'd like to. I do have like one or two of them. Like I did get the Millennium Falcon and Slave One, but I didn't really get into the game as much as I would have liked to. Even though it seemed like a really good game. But let me see here. The man phrases bias. Watch out of the two anti-venoms are the best. The newer one, I think. That older one I don't remember as being pretty any good. The Prime one. I think the one was a Prime. I remember that one being pretty decent. The other one was okay, not great. I'm a DC guy for reading, but to play clicks, I have to say Marvel. I do think Marvel gets, in general, the better dials. I don't know why. I feel like I got a hair or something. But I think the Marvel in general gets better dial design and stuff like that. And it could just be like a sort of a pseudo shotgun effect where they just get so many figures that pure happenstance they have more that are better. But there are some really good DC niche characters out there that I am happy to get. But yeah, the DC to read, I've always liked like Etrigan is really cool. Constantine, Hellblazer. Then Green. As far as like the big ones, like Green Lantern and Flash are pretty cool too. Those are ones that I really like. Any word on Fantastic Four Fast Forces set being officially released? I haven't heard anything about I assume you're talking about the Cosmic Clash starter set. I don't know why it's not called like Fantastic Four starter set, but it's called Cosmic Clash. I don't know anything about that. I think it was supposed to be released basically the day the week that Diamond / Alliance decided they weren't shipping anything anymore. So as far as I know, everything's basically in the warehouses. So as soon as the powers that be say you can go, you can order this stuff and have it delivered, you should be able to get it. So it's just dependent on when that stuff happens. So we've got Brick Sindel. GF just started getting into clicks. Her favorite figure is the new Songbird. Any pieces you recommend to go with her? I assume you're talking about the Songbird that came from the Captain America and the Avengers set. And if you are, she's really good. I just had some people over a couple weeks ago for like a home game, and she did really good with that one barrier of blocking. The guy I was playing against decided he wanted to play on the underground map that's on the other side of Amok Time. So some really good stuff to go with her is the whatever his name is, Baron Zemo super rare, so that you can give her a leadership role, and it gives an outwit for the team, and you can assign her different team abilities, which is super helpful. And then I would also get an Atlas. He is pretty integral to Thunderbolt / Masters of Evil. And then after that, what did I use on that team? I definitely used those 2 figures. And then, hold on a second here. I can look at my thing and tell you. Let me see here. Oh, I used the Chase Absorbing Man. That was the other figure I couldn't think of. That he was my main attacker. There's plenty of figures that you could throw in there that are either Thunderbolts or Masters of Evil. You could even use the super rare Taskmaster from Black Panther and the Illuminati, and he would not help or hurt your theme bonus, but he's something there, and he has I believe he has the team player team ability, so he can copy team ability, so he would help with that. Let's see here. So let me see here. Somewhat new to Heroclix, I really like the Captain America and the Avengers set. Maybe it's just me. Set of figures had good dials, low-costed compared to other sets. Yeah, this was a really good, low-costed, economical set. Justice League Unlimited seems to be in a similar vein. I think they're moving, they being WizKids, I think they're moving towards a model where they're trying to get you to have 6 to 8 figures per team normally for a 300-point team, which is why we're getting a lot of low-point dials. Or split dials that have a low point option, which is cool. I always like doing that. Anytime I play, and I've judged once every couple months, we have like a low point game that'll be like 200 points. I think I even did a 100-point game one time where nobody was over 33 points. So I really like those small pointed figures, and Captain America did have a lot of them. Baron, so we got a question here about hello everyone, game question. Baron Zemo's effect gives Thunderbolt sidestep if the character already has it. It can be used twice. No, once you activate a free effect, you can only do that free effect once per turn. Now, if it was once per turn per character. So if it said something like characters can move 2 squares, that wouldn't, even though it has the same effect as sidestep, you would be able to use it in addition to sidestep. But unless there's a caveat in the power that says they may use this in addition to normal sidestep that's on the character's dial or something to that effect, they just get one of the sidesteps. Then we've got Captain America and the Avengers was a good set. I got Songbird was good. Then we've got thoughts on the questions I made. Have a nice day, everyone. Yep. Nice to see you, Critical Miss. Hopefully we see you in some other videos. Then we've got one of my neighbors is on here having fun. And then we need God Doom and Heroclix. Yeah, I hope that if they have something for Heroclix Worlds, which, I mean, they are, but when they start the previews for Heroclix Worlds, I guess, I hope God King Doom is either prefer it to be purchasable, but at least a winnable something, I think would be really cool. Then we've got the Doctor Doom figure from Cosmic Clash was really good. Yeah, he's really good. Happy Little Heroclix did a team featuring him. So watch that video. He did a good job with it. Probably I'll give his video a couple more weeks to get a little more traction, and then I'll do a Doctor Doom team build video. I always try to, if I see other people doing something, I try to like give them a little space so that we don't step on each other's toes. But yeah. Thinking of worst sets of the year, X-Men Dark Phoenix Saga was the worst. The Colossals ones were the better, but the standards were the worst of the year, with a few exceptions. I agree, and I don't know which video I said it in, but I stated, I was like, if the dials are going to keep being this way for the big booster sets, the colossal sets, I don't want them to do it anymore. It was the same thing with Avengers Infinity, where there was one or two good standard size characters, and then basically all your hope was on the colossals, and they're really bad sealed sets too, because it's all comes down to your colossal. Like for example, with the Dark Phoenix Saga, I pull a Sentinel. Well, I'm excited for a Sentinel for constructed because I really need a lot of those and they have good synergy. But if I pull that Sentinel and an opponent pulls, I don't know, what was a good one for sealed? We'll say Onslaught. Well, I'm gonna lose that match. 9 times out of 10 because of dice rolls, or else I'd say 10 times out of 10. It's just, even if they don't get a good colossal, even if they just get an okay colossal, anything's better than like that Sentinel. And there were a few other figures that were like that too, where it was just like, if you see this figure in your booster, you basically already lost. You might as well take your stuff and go home. Just because of how, I don't want to say unbalanced they are, but the colossals, if you run them at a higher point value, they can run away with the game, especially when everything else in the set is less than 100 points. It's like, how do you, and they're not even good for their point value. So do you like animals? Do you mean keywords, or do you mean animals in real life? And animals in real life, I got a dog. His name's Parker. And I have a cat. Her name is Harley Quinn. Or Harley, or Harkey, if my kids are saying it. And then I grew up in kind of rural land, so we are used to a lot of, livestock type animals. So, yeah, I like animals plenty. Onslaught, Juggernaut, Nimrod, Bastion. Yeah, the list goes on. There was a lot of, you looked in the booster and you were like, okay, I either have a chance or I don't have a chance based off of what the colossal was. And then I didn't like that feeling, because like, even if you pulled a good super rare or something like that, like somebody could have pulled like a mediocre colossal and it's just hard to deal with because of the amount of life it has. I hope that they figure out a way to, I don't want them to tone down the colossals, because I like the power level that they're at. I want them to crank up the level on the standard figures. And I don't know if they purposely make them a little bit less so that you want to play the colossal, but I know that if they want to use them, if they want people to play sealed, they need to be more balanced. Favorite band of all time is Led Zeppelin, hands down. Favorite songs by them, I got 2, is Whole Lotta Love and Ramble On are my 2 favorite Led Zeppelin songs, Led Zeppelin being my favorite band of all time. And then there's a bunch of other bands I like too. But that's my favorite one of all time. My neighbor's talking about that I like fire trucks too. Yes, I do like fire trucks. There's a fire station, like literally right across the street from my house, that is closing. They're consolidating resources and they're merging with another unit that's a couple miles down the road, not that far. And they're selling their fire engine. And I was joking with my neighbor the other day that we should just buy the fire engine since they're selling it. And, my wife was like, what are you going to do with a fire engine? Whatever you want is what you do with the fire engine. But, yeah, so we'll give this a few more minutes. We've been going for a pretty long time, guys, so that's good. I always like doing these Ask Me Anythings. Probably try to do, I like doing them about every 6 months. I feel like it's a good time to catch up with people. We'll wait a few more minutes. You guys can get your questions, and if we get a whole pile of questions, that's fine. I'll stick around and answer them all. But, come to Lucky Dice Cafe so I can see everyone soon. Yeah, Lucky Dice Cafe seems cool. Howard's a good guy. I dealt with Howard for a long time before they ever sponsored me. He's just a good guy. You know, if you go to the major tournaments and stuff like that, you see him, and he's just a genuine guy, and he's really cool. So I was really happy when he decided to sponsor the channel and stuff like that. They got a cool group of guys there. All the Lucky Dice people are cool. The Superior, I'm thinking of getting a second brick of Earth X or Black Panther and the Illuminati. Well, I would say Black Panther and the Illuminati is the better set. That's not even really a question. But if you're thinking of getting 2 bricks of Earth X, that's not a bad idea. Just make sure they're from a sealed case, because then you up your odds to, even though technically you're not guaranteed anything, you're gonna 99.999 repeating get a chase figure, which is really gonna help your value there. Whereas if you just get a brick of each set, there's a chance that you're going to get a prime, and maybe a common prime at that, which really hurts. Then we've got, let me see here. No, we really weren't joking about buying the fire engine. The wives were mad. I'm thinking about getting, okay, I answered that. Kiss is a great song. Love Gun's a good one. My favorite band, tell me Kobik or Chase Jean Grey. I like Kobik a lot. I like the lockdown style teams, or things that make it so that your opponent can't do what they intended in the way they wanted to, and she really makes that difficult. There was I did a build where she was on a shield team, utilizing the new Maria Hill, so that you could basically take out the top 2 figures on a team so that they couldn't do anything. You could double token and then mind control one, so that, you know, their top 2 figures they couldn't do anything with. And then you've got other things that you could call in to take care of, like their tertiary or attackers and support. And then it's just like, okay, I'm waiting 45 minutes for you to lose. What am I wearing? I'm wearing Chanel number 5. And then Batman is better. Batman always has a plan. I do like Batman for a DC character. Man. But, yeah. So, this has been pretty cool. Hopefully you guys are all staying safe out there. Looks like most places are considering relaxing their restrictions still pretty soon. Not that I want to talk too much about that stuff, because you come here for distraction. But so hopefully we can get back to our local gaming stores and play soon. But Clutch is my favorite band. My Heroclix team is named Guild of Mute Assassins, which is a song of theirs. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Then before I stopped playing, I pulled Chase Doctor Strange and Ultra Chase Peggy Carter. I was very fortunate. Most of the set was very good. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff. Okay, so tell me more about the Kobik and Maria Hill team. So what I had on that, I don't have the build directly in front of me, but the basis of it were, you had Kobik and Trader, you had Maria Hill, and you had Steve Rogers from Captain America and the Avengers, and Steve could make Trader Shield team, Shield theme, so that you could have a Shield team, a Shield theme bonus and win map roll. And then Trader had the Space Gem, Kobik had her Cosmic Cube. I think there might have also been a Shield Diplomat on there. And basically and then I had a couple call-ins, and the general premise was to have Trader carry Kobik over, and Steve, and then you double token somebody, mind control after that, and then double token again, so that you were taking out 2 characters a team, and then you were using Steve to call in your Wolverines and your Cyclopses to KO their support figures, because you don't need to hit with Maria Hill's mind control. You just have to target. So basically, as soon as you target with them, you've won the battle, because you just target them with mind control. You do the double token without rolling or anything like that with the standard Kobik Trader shenanigans. And then you've got Maria Hill, who's able to mind control and make some range attacks. You've got Steve, who can call figures in and do his own attacks. And it's a really good lockdown team. I like it a lot. And we've got even if gaming stores open, we need WizKids to send us product. Yeah, we need them to send the stuff. I don't understand what's going on entirely with Magic. So if my parallel isn't 100%, feel free to correct me and don't grind me down too bad. But it's my understanding that Wizards in the past with Magic the Gathering had like kind of a direct program where you could get direct from them to a store. With what went on here, with everything being shut down, I do hope that WizKids puts something like that into place where if you're a regular brick and mortar mom and pop style retailer, you can get them to just ship you the stuff direct. Now there is a lot of things with this distribution and stuff like that I think would be a headache for WizKids. I heard Aries Edge was talking about that today. I guess he did that as a job, and that it was a good point to bring up. I hadn't brought it up. I didn't bring it up in my video, and I hadn't brought it up online. The distribution is a big headache and a lot of things. I'm not saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that it would be a big deal for them to get all that in place. But I do think a small amount of them distributing to at least the small stores, or having it as an option where it's, we let so many stores into the program that they think they can actually service, and then nobody else, then you got to deal with Diamond or Alliance. Could be cool. So let me see here. We've got, oh no, what happened? Ace was one of the best JLU figures. We've got, let me think here. I'm trying to figure out what the oh no's are. But, the oh no, what happened? Everywhere was shut down because of the coup right now. So nobody's shipping anything. And WizKids had a presser yesterday, kind of like a release on their webpage that said that they were selling certain things direct, which could be good for them as a company. And I think ultimately it'll be a good thing. I've been speaking with a lot of people on that video in particular that I did. I think they're probably going to mostly sell the purchasable con exclusives that were supposed to be at Origins. I doubt so much that they're going to be selling like regular 5-figured sealed product, but I mean, if they have some old stuff laying around, they might. Then didn't explain why you thought Ace was one of the best JLU figures. She has that. Hold on a second. Let me head on over here, because again, I still don't have one, so I don't remember exactly what it does off the top of my head. I just remember that it's a super good figure. I was like, oh, I need one of these, and then then all this happened, and here I am aceless. But it's those first world problems. I like when a problem's not really a problem, it's just a minor inconvenience that's not really doing anything. Ace is, let me see here, she's 60 points, has TK and Perplex. That's a good start already. When Ace is KO'd by an opponent's attack, deal 1 unavoidable damage to that character. When Ace is KO'd by an opponent's ranged attack, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each opposing character protected pulse wave. So that's good. And she is unique, though, so keep that in mind. Then she has traded shape change and probability control. Other characters friendly or opposing can't use probability control except for theme team prob. So shutting down that in its entirety is good. And then there's mind control is the special on her movement that she has for 4 out of her 5 clicks. And it's mind control. When Ace uses it after resolutions, give a hit character an insanity token. When a character with an insanity token attacks, modify their attack -2, then remove one of their insanity tokens. If they missed all targets with the attack after resolutions, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. So that's why she's good. She's just a really good lockdown, shutdown style of character. shield teams for states. Yeah, shield teams where it's at. That's why I did 3 videos. I didn't want to come out and tell everybody shield was where it's at, but shield's where it's at. Oh, I had a buffer for a second, like the feed was ending. It could be that's why I'm selling the Dyson token packs, because my computer is 7 years old and it does not like having. I use OBS for my live streaming needs, and it's using, let's see here, CPU usage 43.5%. So my computer does not like running that stuff. So if you want to help me out, send me a message at mrclicksflix@gmail.com. I've got these limited, I don't want to say limited, but I only made 100 of these Dyson token packs for Mr. Clicksflix. And like I said, it's 3 tokens, 2 dice, and like a certificate saying that it is from me. And then all the proceeds are going to go to buying the parts so I can build a new computer that's going to be good for editing. Then we got Dave here. We got a local guy. Could they possibly sell the Target retail gravity feeds, as a lot of Targets are having issues with selling clicks? I would have to know what their deal is with Target. It's probably some kind of exclusivity thing where it can not be sold anywhere else. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like those retailer exclusive deals anyway, because they almost never have them. Like not just in Heroclix either, like in the action figure world and stuff like that. If you know so and so has an exclusive action figure, they run out fast. People buy a bunch of them because that's the only place to get them, and then they scalp the price. And basically the same thing happens with Heroclix. So I don't think they're going to do that, but I'd like to see them do that. So we'll see. Shield, Kobik, Steve Rogers, Vulture, Maria Hill, and so no, I had for the Kobik Shield team was Kobik Trader, Steve Rogers, Maria Hill, and then I think a Shield Diplomat and something else. Vulture Shield team was a different one. It was Steve Rogers, Vulture, Sharon Carter, Everett K. Ross, I think 3 Shield Diplomats, and Fixer, because he had TK. So there's that. But Maria Hill was not on that team. Maria Hill was also on a Shield team that featured the Skull with his unlimited range mind control. So yeah, there's all those videos are live. They're on my channel. I can't really go and copy the links for those, but if you click around, they're not very old. Yeah, Fixer for the TK. Yep. So you're thinking of this for the Shield team. Okay. Shield Steve. I mean, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad team. The Shield's so easy to build with right now. It's, there's a lot of good things going on. I thought you were asking what was on that team. My bad. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough team right there. But yeah, so we'll go ahead. We'll take couple more rounds of questions, and then we'll wrap up this live stream. Thank you for everybody that joined in and has been posting questions and stuff like that. Again, I really enjoy doing these. So the new boom tube trait that lets you move, then remove an action token from yourself. Can you attack after the token is removed? You were assigned an action, and then you remove the token. I think you can only do one costed action per turn. I'd have to look up what the rule is, because it doesn't have anything to do with number of tokens you have. That would be like assigning an action token, but you still have a second action token you in theory could assign, so why can't you assign that still? So gut reaction is no, you can't do that. That it's one costed action per turn. But I can't cite for you off the top of my head where in the rule book that shows up. Yeah, my neighbor has no clue what we're talking about. This is all gibberish. and nonsense to him, which is fine. I will convince him to play at some point because he wants out of his house too. Yeah, so this has been a lot of fun. Make sure you guys are checking back. I already have stuff set up. I know I didn't do a lot of top 10 videos so far for Everyday April. That's normally like what I sink a lot of my time into for this, is you get like 8 top 10 videos. This year I only did, I think, 2. But I already have set up for the top 10 rares and super rares, and I think I got top 5 chases, colossals, and a few other things like already set up. So keep a lookout for those. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a review probably as soon as I end the live stream. I'm going to be setting up to do a review of this Clicks tray and dice cup from Jeremiah Peterson. And then, yeah, you still have some time if you want to stop over at Patreon and support the channel and get in on some cool stuff. Patreon.com/MrClicksFlix. If we hit the goal of $300 in committed pledges per month in total, I was going to add a Gamma recharge pack, Gamma charge pack, the convention exclusive purchasable one, a Dark Side super rare, and a Black Vulcan chase from Justice League Unlimited, and that was in addition to all the other stuff too. What's my favorite night? What's your favorite Nightcrawler piece for X-Men teams? It's got to be the Daniel Chung one, hands down. That's I can't. They're never gonna make another Nightcrawler that good again, and he was just so good. I understand why they kind of early retired Web of Spider-Man because of him, but that was just such a good figure. Then we've got Big Barda just got a lot worse. Yeah, Big Barda's not bad, and I do like the boom tube trait. I think it's something good to save for late game when you're like getting waylaid and you need to kind of fall back and regroup or carry a buddy back out of danger, because then like it costs you your action for your turn, but it didn't really cost you, like, you don't have to have that recovery phase of next turn. You either have to choose to remove a token or push so that you must rest the next turn. Like, that choice is removed for you. So I do like it a lot. I'm not playing war games. That's fine. Yeah, Ben Crawler. Ben Crawler was so good. Ben Chung. Yeah, I actually met him last year at Origins. He was pretty cool. I didn't really get a chance to like talk to him, but he was at the WizKids booth. He seemed like a cool guy. I made sure to inform him how much I liked his Nightcrawler. But yeah, so all right, guys, I think we're gonna take this and we're gonna wrap it up now. So thank you all for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the everyday content. Make sure to check back. Like I said, I'm gonna have more videos. You know, I'm filming tonight. I got more videos coming up soon. So thank you all for all the support. Make sure to also, if you haven't registered for the $100 giveaway from Troll and Toad, you stop over at that video, follow the directions, get in on that, because you still got like almost 2 hours left on that. But all right, guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that it's only critical miss if you don't have probability control.